What hunter enters my domain, seeking the blessing of Frostcraft? A great sword, a long sword perhaps, maybe even a bow.
I want the Frostcraft on my dual blades.
What? Are you wrong in the head?
I want it on my dual blades.
You can't just do that with it. That doesn't make any sense.
Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Please.
No.
Please. Oh yes, my fellow hunters, welcome one and all to my third favourite weapon, also known as two tiny greatswords that you hold in each hand. Dual blades are fantastic fun, and what else is fantastic fun is Frostcraft. Honestly, I feel like it might end up being my favourite skill in all of Iceborne. Keep your weapon sheathed, and then for a few hits afterwards you get a huge damage boost. Perfect for weapons that have slow, powerful hits, or don't hit that often, or like to be sheathed most of the time. So I thought, let's use it with dual blades.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
Look. I know this initially looks like I've not just gone off the deep end. I have plunged so far that I'm saying hello to a Safi'jiiva. But genuinely it works, and it doesn't just work, it's the best. It outperforms, outdamages the current established, air quotes, best meta set, and that is pretty damn special. See, Frostcraft is more versatile than I think we like to give it credit for, and when it comes to dual blades, you get 32 hits before your bar fully empties. Or to use your standard dual blade unit of measurement, 1.5 blade dances. And that is a lot of hits that are now boosted between 10 and 30% extra damage. And this sweet combination twixt Red Dragon, Black Dragon, Frost Dragon results in just pure badassery that's not just fun, but is brutally powerful. At least when you know how to play dual blades properly, it is. Seriously, I absolutely slaughtered this Teostra, and that is with some, let's say, whoopsies during the hunt. But just to really prove the point here is a side-by-side comparison. The left is the current speed-runny, meta cookie-cutter, full-power dual blades build for ice, and the right is your Frostcraft variation for, well, ice. As you can see, the damage is significantly better. But obviously Frostcraft gets worse and worse the longer you keep your weapons out, so the first blade dance beats the current other best set, the second blade dance matches it, and the third blade dance is worse than it as your Frostcraft is completely depleted. But how often while playing dual blades do you get 3 full blade dances off without needing to reposition or sheath your weapon? Not very often now, is it? So with a little bit more management, you can keep in the comfortably more damage region of Frostcraft and outperform, well, literally everything else. And that is incredibly exciting. So without further ado, this is indeed the build. We find ourselves then with the 3 pieces of Gamma Velkhana, which is really what lets this happen due to the extra skills and slottage it provides over regular garbage Velkhana, the Safi'jiiva Weapon, which has the Velkhana essence as well as maximum element, because of course dual blades are, well, the synonymous element weapon along with bow, so we are still wanting to element match and take advantage of those rapid hits, so we are just pumping, in this case, the frost on the frost claws as much as we can while completing our Frostcraft 4 set, leading 2 slots for Fatalis 2 set for that sweet agitator secret, and, you know, just a hell load of slottage to be playing around with. And then once we decorate it up, we end up with something looking very much like this. And as you can imagine, it is quite, well, straightforward. We want our full crit boost, so we've got that going in, coupled with the vitality, which is, of course, needed. The challenger finished off, and is a critical eye too. Now, technically, this is overcapped on affinity. If you are going to only be hitting tenderized parts, you can drop 3 ranks of expert and replace them with whatever you like, but personally, I like the extra insurance that I'm going to be critting, even if I can't be bothered to tenderize. Though, of course, we are using Shaver for ease of tenderization, as pretty much that is just ridiculously powerful on all of the light weapons. We finish off our frost attack, and then fill out with attack and handicraft. And we do want that handicraft, because sharpness otherwise would be quite the problem for this build. So, of course, this also has coalescence, which wasn't even active in the side-by-side comparison test from earlier, so it's even more powerful in the right circumstances. It really, really is. Now, yes, you can use this with any of the elements. Just replace the Safi dual blades with the dual blades that you want the element for, and then replace the frost decoration and the 2 attacks with the element attack of that element. So you do lose 4 attack boost on other elements other than frost, but it still does very much outperform the Kya plus 4-piece Fatalis equivalent. We also get our nice cheeky recovery up with the health augment on the weapon, and even though it's dual blades, that does provide a significant amount of healing as the fight goes on. So really, there's not a lot to say here. You just use this and pretty much play normally, just paying a little bit of extra heat, a little bit of extra mind to your Frostcraft bar. Just weave in a few little bits of sheathing every now and then, and you can quite comfortably maintain a much higher damage output than you otherwise would with the alternative, on top of having, you know, just a really fun playstyle, because Frostcraft is fun, and on dual blades, seeing that flash of the frost as it powers up is incredibly satisfying as well. Now, I will admit that this way of doing things is slightly less comfy in that you don't have any stamina enhancing skills, because in the 4-piece Fatalis version with a Kya weapon, you do find room, as you can see, for some constitution, or for some marathon runner. You have a few slots to play around with in that sense, but because you're having to sheath more, you kind of are almost forced to manage your stamina better anyway, so it sort of cancels itself out on that front. But the damage boost is so significant that the slight more awkwardness of use is definitely worth it, at least in my mind, and definitely at least to use such a fun combination of Fatalis, Volcana, and Safi'jiiva. So there you go, everybody. That is my take on dual blades, and it is just, oh, it's so good. I was so excited when Frostcraft actually not just worked, but significantly improved dual blades in every single way. Let me know what you guys think of this. Let me know if it's something you will try. But at the very least, it is nice to know that Frostcraft, despite seemingly so strict in its application and weapons that can use it, be surprisingly versatile, and with just a little modification here or there with build and playstyle, you can make that huge damage boost work for you on really any given way you want to. You really, really can. Alright, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more. Please consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon below, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.
Rage Gaming with the video float.
But that's all that's really relevant at the mo, but I'm still gonna leave this up so you patrons know that I love you, even though the outro's no longer that kind of relevant. But the new one's being worked on, and it's gonna be a truly badass song, and don't worry, I won't be doing any rapping on it. I'm gonna go now. This was shit.